enjoyed that. I think the most beneficial part of that video was actually at the end, showing the comparison back to back to back. I think that was a good indication just to show you the differences of all the different exhausts that I have ran. I actually threw in the little quick startup. It was a warm start of the Delta Motorworks with the resonated mid-pipe that I put on for a very, very short while, literally not even a day. I just wanted to throw that in there because it sounded really, really good. But unfortunately, just the resonator was too low, as I explained, and wasn't really practical for driving around. But that did sound really good, so I figured I would throw that in there just so you guys can see all the renditions of exhaust that I went through to get to this point. So hearing everything back to back in this video, it really gave a good indication of what exhaust did what for the car. Now with the Delta, it was just blistering loud. It sounded amazing under wide open throttle. But just driving every single day, it sounded cool, but it was just way too raspy. It was way too much just for everyday driving. Also, the cold starts on those things were just insanely loud. It was just a little too much. Then I went to the Delta version with the mid-pipe. Sounded really good, as I mentioned, but it was just too low. The Cobb is one of those things that sounded better on the outside than it sounded on the inside. When I hear clips of the car with the Cobb titanium on there, actually with this one, it sounds really, really good from the outside. It has a really great tone to it, but as you can tell, you can really hear that titanium sound, that bark, that tinny sound that I was talking about. It's very prevalent in those clips. You can really get an understanding of what titanium sounds like. It does sound very, very, very good. But for me, it was just a little too quiet. I found myself having trouble driving the car, mainly because the exhaust was so quiet, and especially when I had the music on, it kind of drowned out the exhaust, which is a good thing in a way. But at the same time, and I had to like retrain myself of how to drive the car because I was so used to actually hearing it, that allowed me to know when to change gears and everything, kind of what RPM I was at. When I got the Cobb on, I had to listen a little bit more. I had to turn the music down, which is not a bad thing, as I said, but I kind of had to retrain myself. Then we went to the AWE Touring. As you can tell, it's a lot louder. It actually is a very, very similar volume as the Delta. It's not as ear-piercingly loud, but it is definitely loud. It's actually very impressive at the volume of that thing with how big those mufflers are in the back. I was a little surprised to hear how loud it was. I thought it'd be a little bit quieter, just at the initial startup, but it really is close to the Delta Motorworks setup, which was just no resonators, no mufflers, no nothing. So I'm kind of pleased about that because I really, really did like the sound of the Delta. But like I said, it was just too raspy. But with the AWE, took away all the rasp. It took away all the drone. I can drive with the windows up, with the music on. I can have a conversation in the car. It is a great, great alternative to having something super loud, but being able to be quiet when you want it. Now, if you notice, the AWE has a higher pitch tone. It's a lot racier sounding in my eyes, which sounds really cool in its own, but it definitely has a distinct sound. I'm actually very curious to hear what this car sounds like with the AWE track version, which is just the no mufflers in the back, mainly because it's a little bit different than the Delta setup. And the reason for that is because it has a resonator in the mid-pipe. So I might pick up the track mufflers, no tips, no mid-pipe or anything. You can actually do a conversion going from track to touring or touring to track. It's like $285 or something like that to get the track pipes in the back. But I think they're not going to be in stock until October. So I might pick them up then, throw it on, see if I like that, see if it's too loud again. But I thought it'd be cool to have either version and kind of go back and forth. It's very easy to swap. Just throw the tips that I already have on there and I'll be set. So I might do that. We will see. But for now, I'm very, very happy with the AWE Touring. In person, it sounds super, super, super aggressive. It's very, very hard to kind of get the actual sound on film. I don't have state-of-the-art recording equipment or anything like that. I'm simply just using my iPhone like I normally do with all my videos. But it gives you a good idea of the tone and the sound of each exhaust. So you can see where I was coming from to where I ended up. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making this one. I tried my absolute best to get everything in the same environment and same kind of revs and all that, so you can get a good comparison. Obviously some were at night and in different atmosphere and different environment, but I tried my best. I had to make do with what I had. It's kind of hard always finding places to do those kind of videos. because, you know, it's not the best thing to do, crazy loud revving and flybys and everything in parking lots. I try to find places where there's no cars and, you know, I'm not bothering anybody, but there's always that chance of getting in trouble, and I'm not looking for trouble. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making it, as I mentioned. If you guys have any questions about any of the setups that I have been running or I am running currently, please do not hesitate to ask below. I'll be more than happy to answer. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you in the next one.